In the summer of 1996, a team of explorers, two archaeologists from London, a filmmaker from New York, and three local guides set off deep into the Amazon. Their mission: to track down an ancient ruin that had only ever been spoken of in tribal legends. The Temple of Echoes. The locals believed it wasn't just a temple, but a living place, one that swallowed anyone who dared to enter. Of course, the foreigners didn't believe in curses. To them, it was history waiting to be uncovered. The first days were easy. Colorful birds overhead, the hum of insects, rivers glittering under the sun. But soon, the deeper they went, the more hostile the jungle became. The air grew heavy, almost watching. The guides whispered that they had already crossed into forbidden ground. One evening, as they camped by a river, the jungle fell silent. Not a bird, not a frog, not even the wind. Then, a sound, a low hum, like stone grinding against stone, coming from deep within the forest. The archaeologists were thrilled, convinced it was the temple calling. But the guides refused to move further. One even left in the night, vanishing back into the trees. The next morning, the group pressed on, following the sound. The forest changed. The trees grew taller, their roots twisting like walls, blocking paths behind them. The filmmaker recorded everything, whispering into his camera. It feels like the jungle doesn't want us to leave. Finally, they stumbled into a clearing. And there it was, the Temple of Echoes. Massive stone steps rose out of the earth, wrapped in vines, its top lost in the canopy. Strange carvings covered the walls, faces with wide mouths, as if frozen mid-scream. Ignoring the warnings, the archaeologists climbed. Every step echoed louder than it should have, like the stone itself was amplifying their movements. Inside, the air was cold, too cold for the jungle. Their lights revealed a vast chamber, its walls covered in more carvings, but these were different. Scenes of people entering the temple and never leaving. Then, the humming returned. Only now, it wasn't just sound. The walls seemed to vibrate, like a giant heartbeat. The filmmaker lowered his camera and whispered, "It's not an echo, it's alive." Suddenly, one of the guides screamed. The walls themselves seemed to shift, the carvings twisting, their stone mouths opening wider. A gust of wind howled through the chamber, carrying voices, human voices, whispering, calling their names. Panic broke out. One archaeologist insisted they had to keep recording. This was history. The others only wanted to escape, but the temple wasn't going to let them. The exit they had entered through was gone. In its place was only more stone, more carvings, more screaming faces. The filmmaker's camera kept rolling as torches blew out, one by one. In the pitch dark, the whispers grew louder, overlapping, until they weren't whispers at all, but cries. One by one, the team vanished, pulled into the walls, swallowed by stone, their screams joining the carvings. Only one survived. The youngest guide. He said the jungle itself spat him out by the riverbank at dawn, clutching the filmmaker's camera. Weeks later, when researchers tried to view the footage, the tape was blank, just static, and a low hum, like stone grinding on stone. The Temple of Echoes was never found again, but sometimes, deep in the Amazon, travelers say they hear it. That same low hum, rising from the ground. The locals don't go near it, and if you ask them why, they'll only tell you one thing: the jungle keeps what it wants. Dramatic pause. Music fades into jungle sounds. Would you dare to enter?